Welcome back to the channel. Today we're covering the entire story of Clevatess, the king of magical beasts, the baby, and the corpse hero. If you enjoy full story anime recaps like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next recap. Alright, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the full journey of Clevatess. Alicia grew up with big dreams. Ever since she was little, she loved listening to her father, Margot, tell stories about the Dark Lands, mysterious, dangerous, and full of adventures waiting to happen. Those stories shaped her whole life. Alicia decided she wanted to be an adventurer, just like the heroes in the tales. But life isn't always kind. When Alicia reached adulthood, tragedy struck. Margot was killed in an attack, leaving her heartbroken and completely alone. Still, she held on to her dream. Years later, Alicia finally got her shot at real adventure. The royal family of Hayden assembled a group of 13 heroes to take down the Demon King, Clevatess. Alicia joined them with hope, but the mission ended in a total disaster. The heroes were wiped out, one by one. Even Alicia died. In retaliation, Clevatess invaded Hayden. The kingdom collapsed in a heartbeat, and the king was killed. But in the ruins, a dying boy made an unexpected request. Please, take care of this baby. And surprisingly, Clevatess agreed. He revived Alicia using an immortality curse. Not exactly a friendly gesture, more like forcing her into eternal servitude, and handed her the baby. He even asked her to breastfeed the child, but of course she couldn't, so they hired a wet nurse and paid her with arcanicites. Clevatess also disguised himself as a human named Clen and gave the baby a name, Luna. As Alicia bonded with Luna, she slowly noticed hints that Luna wasn't an ordinary baby at all. Eventually, she realized the truth. Luna was royalty. Before they could fully digest that, bandits captured them. Somewhere else, a man named Fabio uncovered a painful truth. The king of Hayden had been the one provoking the Dark Lands, and now other kingdoms wanted Hayden's arcanicites. Back with the bandits, Cleen admitted something important. When he's in his human disguise, his power is greatly reduced. He plans to stay in this weak form until Luna grows up and becomes sovereign of the kingdom. Alicia then reveals that the group who captured them is no regular bandit crew. They're part of a notorious slave trading network called the Crows. The Crows separate everyone. Alicia is taken to meet Broco, the leader, and his pet troll Betty, while Clan gets thrown into kitchen duty. In the kitchen, he meets Nell, a slave girl, and Carm, who manages the place. Broco tries to force Alicia to reveal where her fallen teammates kept their weapons, but she refuses despite the threats. Meanwhile, Nell secretly breastfeeds Luna to help her survive. But when the Crows find out, she's punished brutally. Clan kills the attackers and tries to help her, offering her a safe job as Luna's wet nurse. But she turns him down, still traumatized by her past. Alicia, meanwhile, is forced into a dangerous mine filled with Arvensis, deadly creatures lurking in the dark. She also learns the Crows are searching for the Regalia, a legendary sword once wielded by the hero Cord, hidden somewhere deep in the mine. Things get even worse when a blind bandit named Fleeto threatens her. With no good options, Alicia makes a risky move. She throws herself and several bandits off a huge drop, trusting that the immortality curse will keep her alive. The remaining bandits assume she's dead and head down to confirm, only to find that Alicia did survive after all. Clen contacts her through their cursed link and tells her about Nell's situation. Alicia's immediate reaction? All right, we're killing all the bandits. But Clen tells her no. She must finish the fight on her own before he can heal her. When the bandits see Alicia alive and standing, they're shaken. She uses her father's teachings to hold them off and even turns the fight to her advantage. By tossing a few panicked bandits into the depths, she draws out the Arvensis before diving in herself to reach the regalia. Back in the kitchen, Nell quietly returns to her chores and casually asks Carme about her past. Carme refuses to answer, but Broco overhears everything, including the fact that Luna is in the kitchen. Furious, he drags Nell away. In one of the darkest tunnels, Broco feeds Nell to Betty as punishment for betrayal. But when Clyn arrives, something strange happens. Betty, who normally follows Broco's orders, becomes terrified. Instead of attacking, she quickly spits Nell back out. Clyn rescues both Nell and Luna. Cornered and desperate, Broco uses mind control magic on Betty, forcing her to attack Clyn, even though she clearly doesn't want to. Even though Alicia can't die, reaching the bottom of the mine still makes her suffocate. But she manages to grab the regalia, Kord's legendary sword, before facing yet another monster, the Ancient One. When she finally makes it back to the surface, she refuses to help the bandits and leaves them to be eaten by the Arvensis. Honestly, fair. Back outside, Clyn defeats Betty the Troll, but he's frustrated that Alicia never mentioned the bandits were using mind control magic. Meanwhile, Broco tries to escape with baby Luna, but Nell, barely hanging on, grabs him and slows him down. Alicia tries to clear away the magic smoke, but can't, since she has zero magical abilities. Realizing Luna is the only thing calming Clyn's rage, Alicia rushes to find her. When she finally does, Broco threatens to harm the baby. Alicia throws the regalia into a wall, trying to bluff him into letting Luna go. But he refuses. He wants all the hero's weapons, and Luna's royal blood makes her even more valuable to him. Broco attempts to disappear using invisibility magic, but Alicia can still hear him, and Luna. She follows the sound and kills him. Afterward, Clyn tries to heal Nell, but there's a problem. His magic can only save one life at a time. Alicia immediately sacrifices herself to save Nell. Miraculously, both of them come back. Alicia revived again, and Nell completely healed. From then on, Clyn calls her Neluru. Trying to keep a low profile, Clyn seals the regalia away, promising Alicia she can use it whenever she needs it. Neluru shows off surprising strength, easily carrying heavy supplies and even Luna. Alicia finally gets proper weapons and armor. Suddenly, they're ambushed by a man named Gart. Clyn stops the fight and learns Gart wasn't after them. He was chasing Broco. Once the confusion is cleared up, Clyn reveals Gart is actually a dark beast in human form, serving another demon king, Zavthir. Alicia is shocked to learn there's more than one dark beast, but Clyn explains that only a few can talk or take human shapes. Gart then shares something disturbing. Zavthir is considering wiping out humans because the crows have been stealing young dark beasts and selling them to a mercenary group led by Vroco. Carme had already hinted at this to Clyn. Alicia adds her own piece of the puzzle, about wizards and a man named Doral who killed her father. Meanwhile, somewhere else, a general named Rod gets an update from his officer Mikkel about their battle against Dorel's army. And Dorel, now aware of Luna's existence, sends a man named Maynard to retrieve the baby. After Gart leaves, Alicia's group takes a break. Alicia tells Clyn that Dorel is trying to conquer Hayden, and they need to stop him. Clyn transforms back into his true Demon King form and heads out to deal with it. At the same time, Rod continues fighting Dorel's forces, watched from afar by Favio. Alicia, Luna, and Neluru travel to a nearby town, where the Horde pass by former Crows members being tortured and executed. But they decide to keep moving. They stay at an inn run by Carl and her sons, Pito and Phil, who don't trust outsiders at all. But peace doesn't last long. Maynard tracks them down and unleashes giant insects to surround the entire town. He attacks the inn, demanding they hand over Luna. Meanwhile, Naluru faces her own danger. A wizard named Nai, working under Bolate, ambushes her. Clen continues his journey, unaware that back in the town, Nai is trying to test Luna's powers using a magical candy. Maynard steps in to stop Alicia from interfering, but Naluru uses her newfound strength to save Luna. Alicia takes on Maynard's swarm of giant bugs, and the three of them manage to escape. Nai can't pursue because the bugs, ironically, block her path. Maynard realizes who Alicia is and remembers the death of her father. He and Nai rally the townspeople, manipulating them into hunting down Alicia's group. Meanwhile, the war between Doral and General Rod intensifies. Rod fights bravely, but is eventually overpowered. Dorel chooses not to kill him. Then Clen arrives, confronting Dorel about the kidnappings of human and monster infants. Clen manages to stab him, but Dorel traps Clen inside a magical prison and shifts his own soul into his sword. Back in the countryside, Alicia, Naluru, and Luna are now fugitives, being hunted by the townsfolk and Maynard's men. They're cornered inside a watermill. Phil and Pito's parents stop their sons from burning the mill down, and Mark, Phil and Pito's father, steps forward. Once he learns Alicia once fought Clevatess, he warns her about the dangers of the Dark Lands. Seeing she's not a threat, he convinces the villagers to stand down and lets her group leave. Sadly, Maynard wounds him right after. The villagers barricade themselves inside the mill, while Alicia battles Maynard's venomous insects. She ends up infected by their poison. Maynard, now fully consumed by hatred toward heroes, presses the attack just as Clen reaches out to Alicia mentally. Maynard summons a massive scorpion and knocks Alicia into the river. Then a horrifying wave of giant larvae devours everything around them before transforming into giant moths. Alicia climbs back out, but the venom begins to overwhelm her. Just when all hope seems lost, Clen summons the regalia. With the legendary sword in her hands, Alicia cuts down the bugs and defeats Maynard. Nai can only stare in shock. Clen returns, seemingly having escaped Dorel's prison. He then reveals the bad news. Dorel isn't alone. Another demon king is helping him. Meanwhile, in the ruins of Haydn, Princess Tala is rescuing survivors while desperately searching for her missing son. Fabio arrives to warn her that Dorel is coming and that Clevatess appears to be imprisoned. Determined to defend her kingdom, Ta'ala prepares for the final assault as Dorel marches into Haydn. Back with Alicia's group, Nai is captured by Phil and Pito, and Alicia and Clen interrogate her. Clen reveals that the clan Dorel trapped earlier was just a decoy. Nai explains that Dorel needs Luna to access the ancient forge hidden in Haydn. After confessing everything, she attempts to run away. But Clen and Alicia predicted this and easily recapture her. They force her to levitate their wagon, essentially turning her into their transportation. They say their goodbyes to the villagers and head toward Haydn. When they arrive, they find the kingdom already in chaos. Dorel is locked in battle against Princess Tala and her forces, and he's overpowering them. Alicia charges in to fight Dorel directly, buying time while Clen takes Luna and Naluru to find the ancient forge. At the entrance, Fabio and his soldiers are guarding it, but Clen pulls them into the shadows to clear the way. Now standing before the sealed forge, Clen attempts to use Luna to open it. Guard eventually finds the prison holding Clevatess, but he can't break it open, and he has no idea the one trapped inside is just a decoy. Rod arrives and explains Dorell's plan, asking for Gart's help. Gart agrees, with the warning that if Rod doesn't follow his conditions, he'll kill him. Inside Hayden, Clem tries using Luna to open the entrance to the ancient forge, but nothing works. So he does the most Clem thing imaginable. He climbs in through the chimney. Meanwhile, Naluru is suddenly captured by the still-alive King of Haydn. He takes Luna from her and reveals himself to Clem. At the same time, Alicia continues her brutal battle against Dorell. She keeps surviving thanks to her immortality, but Dorell finally tells her the truth about the past. 25 years ago, Dorell and Alicia's father, Margot, used to be partners. After a duel, Margot won a regalia sword from the king, then immediately warned Dorell that the sword steals the soul of whatever it kills first. Later, when their party tried to defeat a Darklands dragon, everyone died except Margot and Dorell. Margot passed the regalia to Dorell, who used it to slay the dragon, but that caused the sword to absorb the dragon's soul and summon a demon king who corrupted him. When Dorell finishes his story, Tala and Alicia are horrified. He proves his corruption by summoning an undead dragon, knocking Alicia off a cliff, and heading straight toward the forge. Alicia survives the fall again and tries to warn Clem, but he's busy dealing with a much worse problem. The king is about to throw Luna into the forge. Just then, Ta'ala appears and confronts Alicia about the dead heroes. Alicia tells her the truth. She is the only survivor. When Ta'ala asks about her missing son, Alicia reveals that he's alive, and it's Luna. The two women rush to the forge together. On the way, Ta'ala explains the history of Haydn's chosen heroes, and confesses she doesn't want her son to become a king bound to the forge's curse. At the forge, the king uses Luna to open it, but Clem intercepts him. The king confesses everything. Every king of Haydn is thrown into the forge and resurrected as a puppet who must obey it. Luna's true name is Toth, and he's next. The king drops Luna into the forge, only to learn Clem switched him with a shadow clone. In desperation, the king throws himself into the forge, trying to take Clem and Luna down with him. The forge explodes. Dorell arrives soon after, but is ambushed by Rod and Gart. Even with all three fighting, Dorell still overpowers them until Alicia shows up. Together, she and Rod manage to outsmart him and kill him. But he resurrects again, even stronger. He declares he will erase all traces of heroes and unleashes a massive attack. Amid the destruction, Clem finds a mysterious book, the Book of Toa. It created the Forge, influenced Haydn's kings, and inspired the heroes to attack Clevatess in the first place. Seeing all this, Clem decides he's done. He wants to leave Luna with Ta'ala and go home. Alicia stops him. She tells him to look into Luna's eyes. When Clem sees the baby's soft purple glow, a sign of their bond, he hesitates. Meanwhile, Naluru rescues Alicia, but Alicia still can't beat Dorell. She does, however, break his sword. Without it, Dorell instantly dies in a gruesome collapse. Alicia panics, thinking Vorden, the demon king behind Dorell, might appear. But Clem shows up with Luna and says he won't. Ta'ala rushes over, sees Luna, and recognizes him as her baby. And the child walks straight into his mother's arms. Rod leaves to spread word of Doriel's defeat. Clem quietly pockets the Book of Toa. A salamander serving Vorden appears to warn Clem about consequences, but Clem brushes it off. With Dorell gone, enemy soldiers and Nai Ai surrender or flee. As Alicia recovers, Clem explains what he learned from the book and hints there may be more like it out there. Fabio brings everyone to the throne room, where Tala thanks Alicia, Clem, and Naluru for saving the kingdom. Naluru worries Tala might resent her, but the queen is genuinely grateful she protected Luna. As a final request, Clen asks to be Luna's magic instructor. Alicia, embarrassed, realizes she'll have to help him, especially since he'll need to alter his appearance to stay undercover. Thanks a lot for staying until the end of this full story recap of Clevatess, the king of magical beasts, the baby, and the corpse hero. I really appreciate you watching all the way through. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite moment from the story. Your support helps the channel grow and keeps the recaps coming. See you in the next video.